Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to talk a bit about what I wish I knew earlier about single speed mountain biking. So even though I'm only riding single speed mountain bikes for 1 year, about 10 years ago I was looking into buying like my first serious mountain bike, and I was really drawn to this concept of single speed mountain bikes. Something with the clean looks of the drivetrain, like the simplicity of it, less moving parts, and the extra challenge really clicked with me. And there were three main reasons at the time. 10 years ago I decided not to give it a try, and I just wanted to discuss those reasons. And after like 1 year of riding and trying out single speed mountain bikes, what I discovered about those concerns I had, and why I wish I knew this info earlier, so I would have more time riding single speed mountain bikes. So let's just dive into it. So pain and injuries was one of the thoughts I had about this topic was one of the main reasons I decided not to try single speed 10 years ago, even when I was very close to buying a bike. So actually I have a background of back surgery due to scoliosis as a child. And for me, like, injuries and being unable to train is like a very sensitive subject, I would say. And in general, as a philosophy, I'm very biased towards longevity and avoiding risks that may harm my training routine or anything like that. And what I thought mainly about single speed is that it would put a lot of stress either on my knees, on my back, and that this would increase my risk for injuries and might prevent me from riding bikes or running or other activities I really like doing. So what I actually discovered, and before I go over these, a very strong disclaimer: this is just my own personal experience. I really think you need to be in tune in your body. So single speed, especially mountain biking, is very demanding. And if you have like any history of knee pain or something like that, please consult your physician and don't take this advice as a total truth. Um, so at least for my own experience until now, and going 1 year into single speed riding, I've had zero issues. I've also discovered that riding out of the saddle reduces my lower back pain. To tell the truth, this is something I discovered even before starting to ride single speed, about 2 years ago, I'd say. So even on when I rode my gear bike and on flat terrain, and people that my friends kind of make fun of this, or they notice it straight away, that 90% of the time, 95% of the time, you'll see me riding out of the saddle. And it's riding out of the saddle, it's a lot more fatiguing, but it's something like, at least for my rides, which are pretty short, like 20 to 30 kilometers, I don't find this an issue. I'm okay with that. I know that if I'm going to ride longer than that, I need to take this into consideration and maybe sit a bit more than I would usually do. And as I said before, single speed mountain biking is a lot more fatiguing, is a lot more demanding. In some ways, of course, I'm not saying that gears bikes aren't demanding, but I wouldn't recommend single speed mountain biking for somebody who's trying mountain bikes for the first time. So that's that. The second reason, or the second concern I had about a single speed mountain bike, was mainly in regards of limiting my choice of trails. So I was really afraid that I wouldn't be able to enjoy my trails, and it would just cause me to walk all the time. And eventually, like instead of riding where I would like to ride, I would choose the places I ride to cater places that I could be able to ride with a single speed. And actually, what I discovered is it hasn't limited my choice of trail at all. I'd say in some aspects, like especially technical climbs, I find that attacking or charging a technical element with my momentum and just maintaining a high velocity is a lot easier than approaching a technical element slower and relying on an easier gear to help you maneuver up the technical element. As I stated before, on longer rides, this does mean I'm more fatigued. So I know about after 2 to 3 hours, most of my energy at least is pretty much depleted. And this suits my lifestyle and the kind of trails and distances that I ride. This could be considered a con at times, but also a pro in terms of like getting a quick workout. So this is like a pretty steep hill next to my house, and I know I can just go out of my home and get a really good workout from 1 hour, 1.5 hour ride, and it's like a whole body workout. Both my legs and my arms will be very active in this session. So that's one aspect I discovered I really liked about single speed. The third concern I had, I thought that riding a single speed would mean I could no longer keep up with my friends that keep on riding geared bikes, and I thought this would limit my riding to like I would need to find these niche of single speed riders that I could ride together with them. And actually, what I discovered is I can still keep up with most of my friends, at least the ones that that I could keep up before singles with my geared bike. On my single speed bike, it's the same. People that I couldn't keep up with their pace on my geared bike, I can't keep up with them also on my single speed bike. Overall, I'd say like the average speed, and not very scientific, but looking on my rides is the same, if not a bit higher, especially on climbs. So it kind of changes the pace because when I was riding a geared bike, I'm sort of grinding a low gear and slowly getting up the hill. And on single speed, I don't really have a choice. It's either I finish the climb as fast as possible or I'll need to walk it. This can set a bit of a different pace on climbs, but it's not a major issue. Going down, I'd say in comparison to geared riders, again, somebody that's in a better skill level with me will still be able to go a lot faster. But for people that I could keep up before, it's not an issue. Most of the speed I find when I'm going down is from pumping the terrain and simply not using the brakes so much, and and of course developing my skills. That what allows me to go faster on the downs. The only note I would say, and for me it's not a major concern, so if there's a flat section, and specifically for my riding, my gears are biased towards climb, so they're fairly easy. I run a 30 chain ring up front and a 20 tooth cog out back, so really low, easy gears. And on the flat section, I know I'm not going to be able to keep the pace with other geared riders, but it's not really a big percentage of my rides, which is mostly hilly, so not a big factor for me. So that's all. I hope you found this useful, and maybe if you're considering single speed and you're in good shape, I'd say give it a try. I'd say also this is kind of off topic and maybe a whole new video in itself, but I think single speed really adds a new dimension to your trails. And I think it's kind of a different mindset. Like you have an obstacle in front of you, and you know you don't have the mechanical aid. It's only how fast and how much torque I'm able to generate to get up this obstacle. And sometimes the most fun parts in my rides is looking at a very steep climb and saying there's no way I'm going to clear that, and I give it all everything that I've got, and I swear, and I huff and puff, and I get up the climb, and it's the best feeling in the world. And sometimes in rides like in this picture here, I simply these rock section were very slippery, and everything like was very muddy here, so I simply slipped out, and I wasn't able to generate enough torque in order to get over the steep terrain here. So I simply ran as fast as I can just to clear the way for the rider behind me. And I still remember this as one of the funnest times, the greatest times I've had, like on rides. So sometimes the hill or the climb will win, and it's okay as long as you have fun. I don't think that's a big issue to avoid this kind of style of riding. So again, I hope you found this helpful. I really like to open this to discussion in the comments. So if you're somebody that also already is riding single speed, so I wonder if some of these concerns resonate with you, and what did you find in regards to them, or maybe you had different concerns and you found out something else. And for riders who are considering single speed, feel free to shoot out questions in any concerns that you might have, or even if technical issues, feel free to hit me in the comment section. That's all. I hope you enjoyed it. I really liked recording this video. I hope you also found it informational. Bye.